Hello and welcome back. Welcome to our third half-hour segment. Yes, here we are, and this time I'm with a person who was in the previous two segments. He's sitting on my left, and it's Pedro. Pedro, welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
All right, Pedro, you look very elegant today.
Yes.
Did you work today?
Yes, I did.
What time did you leave home?
I left home at 7:30.
7:30, that's early. Was there a lot of traffic when you left home?
No, it wasn't.
Escucha. Was there a lot of traffic when you left?
No, there weren't. There wasn't.
Okay. One more time, Pedro.
Yes.
Now, wait until I finish my question, all right?
Okay.
Was there a lot of traffic this morning when you left home?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, good. Was it still dark when you left home, or was it light?
No, it was dark.
It was still dark.
Yes.
Ask me if I left home before you.
Did you leave home before me?
¿Qué te pasó hoy?
I don't know.
Yes, I did. Ask me what time I left home.
What time did you leave home?
I left home at 6:45. Ask me why I left home so early.
Why did you leave home so early?
Because I needed to be someplace at 7:30. Ask me if I needed 45 minutes to get there.
Did you need 45 minutes to get there?
No, I didn't. Ask me why I left 45 minutes early.
Then why did you leave so early?
Because I wanted to go somewhere else on the way. All right, ask me where I wanted to stop along the way.
Where did you want to stop along the way?
I wanted to stop in my office. Ask me how long I stayed there.
How long did you stay there?
10 minutes. I stayed there for 10 minutes. Ask me why I went.
Why did you go?
I needed to check some things in the computer. Ask me if I can't connect from my home.
Can't you connect from your home?
Yes, I can, but I prefer simply to go to the office. It was something short. And ask me if there was anybody in the office at 7 o'clock when I got there.
Was there anybody at the office when you got there?
Yes, there was. Ask me how many people there were.
How many people were there?
Just one. Ask me who was there.
Who was there?
The cleaning lady. Ask me if she was surprised to see me.
Was she surprised to see you?
Okay, good. Perfect. Repeat, please.
Was she surprised to see you?
Es que no he entendido. Was she?
Surprised?
Bueno, no es sure, it's sir.
Surprise.
Surprise es sorpresa.
Surprised.
Ahí está. ¿Y por qué no dices al final? Was she surprised? Mira, surprised, no sure. Surprised.
Surprised.
All right, good. Ask me if she was surprised to see me.
Was she surprised to see you?
To see you. No haces la S inglesa. No. Es la parte de la lengua aplanada y puesta justo detrás de los dientes frontales en esa plataforma en las encías. Susana está asustada. Repeat.
Susana está asustada.
Good. Surprised.
Surprised.
Susana está sorprendida.
Susana está sorprendida.
Surprised.
Surprised.
She was surprised. The cleaning lady, yes, she was surprised when she saw me. Ask me if she was surprised when she saw me.
Was she surprised when she saw you?
Saw you?
Saw you?
You need to practice your S's.
Yes.
Yes, she was. Ask me how often I go to the office so early.
How often do you go to the office so early?
About twice a year. Ask me if the cleaning lady knows me personally.
Does the cleaning lady know you
Perfectly?
No, personally.
Perfectly, no. Personally, yes, she does. Ask me how long we've known each other.
How long have you known each other?
We've known each other for about 12 years. Yeah, a long time. Yeah. Ask me how old she is.
How old is she?
I don't know, maybe 40 years old. Ask me if she has any kids.
Does she have any kids?
I think she has 2 kids. Ask me what her husband does for a living.
What does her husband do for a living?
¿Qué es do?
Do.
Do. Ask me what her husband does, no does. Ask me what her husband does for a living.
What does her husband do for a living?
Good. What does her husband do? What does her husband do? He's a chief mechanic at a dealership, a car dealership. Ask me if I have ever bought a car from his dealership.
Have you ever bought a car? Bought a car?
No, bought.
Bought?
Eso.
Bought.
La GH en medio es muda.
Have you ever bought a car from his dealership?
You're nervous today.
Yes, I am.
Don't worry.
I don't know why.
Okay. Have I ever bought a car? No, my wife has. Ask me if we still have it.
Do you still have it?
Yes, we do. Ask me if my wife uses it every day.
Does your wife use it every day?
No, she doesn't. Ask me how often she uses it.
How often does she use it?
Never. Ask me why she never uses it.
Why doesn't she use it often?
No, I
Or
didn't
never?
know that you often.
Never. Why doesn't she never use it?
Doble negación.
Why doesn't she ever use it?
Ok, vamos a hacer esto otra vez para el público. She never uses it. She never uses the car. Okay? Ask me why.
Why doesn't she ever use the car?
Why doesn't she ever use the car? Because my son uses it. All right? My wife has another car. Ask me how often my son uses it.
How often does your son use it?
Never. Ask me why.
Why doesn't he ever use it?
Because the battery is dead. Ask me why.
Why is the battery dead?
Dead kiss.
Dead.
Okay.
Dead.
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 Ted y Teodoro está muerto. Ted is dead. Repeat.
Ted is dead.
All right. It has an electric problem. The battery is always dead. So finally we have it parked. And we don't know what to do with it. Do you recommend we sell it?
Yes, I do.
All right. Okay. Okay. Ask me if I'm planning to sell it or give it away.
Are you planning to sell it or give it away?
I really don't know. It's my son's decision, not mine. All right? If he can make some money selling it, that's for him. Ask me how long we've had that car.
How long have you had this car?
What car?
That car.
Ah, that car. Repeat, please.
How long have you had that car?
Okay. Have you have? Have? No. Had. We've had that car for about 12 or 14 years. All right. So we've driven it a lot. Ask me if I've driven it a lot.
Have you driven it a lot?
Yes, I have. It's a good car. Okay, good. Now, so this morning I passed by my office, and I went to my office before you left home. Ask me where I was by the time you left home.
Where you were when?
Pregúntamelo.
Where were you when I left my home? By the time I left home?
By the time. Ask me where I was by the time you left home.
Where were you by the time I left my home?
No se dice left my home.
Left home.
Siempre. To get home, to leave home. To get home, to leave home. At home. All right? To go home. We never say my home. We say my house, but you're referring to the construction, the structure. All right? My house. I'm going to paint my house. But it's rare. It's not incorrect. It's okay. But we simply don't say very often, come to my home. Come to my house? All right? Now, I go home. I go to my home now. Ask me where I was by the time you left home.
Where were you by the time I left home?
I was talking on the radio. Ask me how many people were listening to me.
How many people were listening to you?
At that time, 7:30 in the morning, probably about 100,000 people. Okay, we're listening. Ask me how many people are watching us right now.
How many people are watching us now?
About 1 million.
Really?
Yep. Yep. This is program, I think, number 61. So I think there are about 1 million people watching us now.
You are getting me nervous.
Nope. No se dice así.
No? How do you say then?
You're making me nervous.
You're making me nervous. Yes.
Listen, me estoy poniendo nervioso.
I'm getting nervous.
Good. Porque me estás poniendo nervioso.
Because you are making me nervous.
Yes. Does your wife make you nervous sometimes?
No, she doesn't.
Ask me if my wife makes me nervous sometimes.
Does your wife make you nervous sometimes?
No, she doesn't. Ask me if I make her nervous.
Do you make her nervous?
I think so, probably. Ask me if she gets nervous easily.
Does she get nervous easily?
No, she doesn't. All right. And ask me if I get nervous easily on television.
Did you get nervous easily on television?
Never. I never get nervous, practically about anything. Ask me when the last time was I got nervous.
When was the last time you got nervous?
I don't remember. I think about 2 weeks ago. Ask me why I got nervous.
Why did you get nervous?
Because I forgot to make an important telephone call. And then when I remembered, okay, I didn't have the telephone number, and I got nervous because I couldn't find it. But it was just as simple and no problem. Okay, so you left home at 7:30.
Yes, I did.
And where did you go?
I went to work.
Ah, you went to work. How long did it take you?
It took me 30 minutes.
30 minutes. What did you do on the way?
I listened to the radio.
What station did you listen to?
Vaughan radio.
Okay, did you hear me this morning?
Yes, I did.
All right. Did I say anything interesting?
Yes, you did.
Was I talking to a Chinese woman?
Yes, you were.
Was I also talking to a psychiatrist?
Yes, you were.
All right, ask me how long I've known the psychiatrist.
How long have you known that psychiatrist?
For about a month. Ask me if I need psychiatric treatment.
Do you need psychiatric treatment?
My wife thinks I do. I do, yes. Maybe I do. All right. And ask me if he is a practicing psychiatrist.
Is he a practicing psychiatrist?
Yes, he is. Ask me how old he is.
How old is he?
He's about 35. Ask me how well he speaks English.
How well does he speak English?
Quite well. Yeah, quite well, like you. Ask me how much he weighs.
How much does he weigh? I didn't understand you.
Ask me how much he weighs.
I can understand your question.
Well, ask me how much I weigh.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 81 kilos.
I weigh.
Ask me how much he weighs.
How much does he weigh?
He weighs probably about 70 kilos or 75 kilos. Ask me how tall he is.
How tall is he?
He is about 1 meter 77, 1 meter 76. How tall are you, Pedro?
I'm 1 meter and 85 centimeters.
No se dice and. I'm 1 meter 85.
1 meter 85.
Y centímetros sobra, se entiende.
Okay.
Okay, ask me how tall my son is.
How tall is your son?
He's 1 meter 85, just like you. All right, ask me how tall my wife is.
How tall is your wife?
In Lafa, how tall is your wife?
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 Good. Repeat, please.
How tall is your wife?
One more time.
How tall is your wife?
How tall is my wife? She's 177. Ask me how tall my daughter is.
How tall is your daughter?
Okay, she's 1 meter 75. She's the shortest in the family. Ask me if she has an inferiority complex because of that.
Does she have an inferiority complex because of that?
No, she doesn't. Rather the opposite. Ask me if she's bossy.
Is she bossy?
Yes, she is. A little bit. Ask me if she's bossier than my wife. Más mandona que mi mujer.
Is she bossier than your wife?
Yes, my daughter is bossier than my wife. Ask me if my wife is bossy with me.
Is your wife bossy with you?
No, she's not. Ask me if Marco, the floor technician, ask me if he's bossy with me.
Is Marco bossy with you?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes he's bossy. Es un poco mandón. All right? No nos oye, eh? Okay? He can't hear us, okay? So we can say whatever we want. And ask me how long I've known Marco.
How long have you known Marco?
For about 2.5 months. Ask me if he speaks English.
Does he speak English?
Just a little, so you don't need to worry, okay? Okay? And ask me if he's a good set technician.
Is he a good set technician?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's a good set technician. Okay, you're dressed quite formally, okay? Now, what time did you finish work today?
I finished at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Did you have lunch?
Yes, I did.
What did you have for lunch?
I have some sandwiches.
I
had some sandwiches.
Algunos sandwiches. How many?
4.
4 sandwiches? Were they big sandwiches or small sandwiches?
Big sandwiches.
Really? Are you full now?
Not now. I ate them at 1 o'clock.
Ah, so you didn't eat them after work?
No.
All right, what did you do after work?
I came here.
How long did it take you to get here?
15 minutes by foot. It took me 15 minutes on foot.
Good. Repeat, please.
It took me 15 minutes on foot.
Good. Ask me how long it took me to get here.
How long did it take you to come here?
All right, or to get here, Daiwa. It took me 45 minutes. Ask me why.
Why did it take you so long?
Today is I don't know, there's a lot of traffic today. But ask me if I left in time to get here on time.
Did you leave on time?
Escucha como lo he dicho. Ask me if I left in time to get here on time.
Did you leave there in time to get here on time?
Yes. In time is a tiempo para. On time is puntual. For example, I arrived 5 minutes late, but fortunately, in time to see the first act. You understand? In the play, for example. All right, ask me who I came here with.
Who did you come with?
I came alone. Yeah. Ask me if the traffic was bumper to bumper.
Was the traffic bumper to bumper?
In some sections it was, yeah. Ask me if I got angry and irritated.
Did you get angry and irritated?
No, I didn't. All right. Ask me if I got impatient.
Did you get impatient?
At one moment, yes. Ask me why.
Why did you get impatient?
Because I didn't understand why the cars were stopped. Okay, they were completely stopped. Ask me if I saw an accident along the way.
Did you see an accident along the way?
No, I didn't. I didn't see an accident along the way. Okay. Now, so this morning you left home at 7:30. You got to work at 8 o'clock. Is that right? Did you have a coffee mid-morning?
No, I didn't.
All right. So you had 4 sandwiches at 1 o'clock.
Yes, and 2 oranges and 1 piece of cheese.
4 sandwiches, 2 oranges, and a piece of cheese.
A piece of cheese.
Good. How long did it take you to eat all that food?
Not much, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Well, I suppose they were small sandwiches.
No, no.
All right, like canapés type of. No.
Sandwiches.
Do you normally eat a lot?
Yes, I do.
All right. Do you, for example, this evening, are you going to have dinner at home or out?
I'm going to have dinner at home.
Are you going to make it, or is your wife going to make it for you?
No, my wife, she is going to make it for me.
No entendí.
She's going to make it for me.
¿Y el probably?
Probably.
Okay, insértalo bien.
Probably?
No.
She's probably going to make it for me.
To make it for me. To make it.
To make it.
For me. Yeah, the question is Pedro, you need to understand. This is not Pedro's first time here. Pedro's a machine. He's an English-speaking machine. My wife is going to make it, all right? But I prefer that, really. He speaks fluently, but like Terminator 2. Okay, but that's okay. That's okay. His English is good, and he understands usually perfectly, all right? I've known him for about 2 years. How long have we known each other?
I think 3 years.
For 3 years?
For 3 years, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you met me?
Yes, I do.
Ask me if I remember the first time I met you.
Do you remember the first time you met me?
Yes, I do. Ask me what my first impression was.
What was your first impression on me?
Of me.
Off. It's not on. Off. Mm-hmm.
No. I don't have, no, the first impression I had of you?
Mm-hmm.
Terminator 2. No, it's like a very nice fella, a very pleasant person. And what was you? Did I make a good impression or a bad impression on you? Ahí está. To make an impression on.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Yo, cuando causo una impresión, ¿te causé una buena impresión? O sea, hice una buena impresión sobre ti. Did I make a good impression on you? You can say, yes, I got a good impression of you. Or I had a good impression of you, or my impression of you was good. Now, did I make a good impression or a strange impression on you?
No, a good impression.
Ah, okay. All right. So, this morning you had your sandwiches, and then did you go back to work? Or did you take a walk?
In fact, I ate the sandwiches in my workplace.
At my workplace?
At my workplace.
At your desk?
Yes.
Do you have a desk?
Yes, I do.
How many drawers are there in the desk?
One drawer.
Just one drawer?
Yes.
Is it a small desk or a big desk?
Small.
Okay, good. Now, did you put on that tie before leaving home or after leaving home?
I put it before leaving home.
¿Dónde lo colocaste?
I put it on.
All right.
Before leaving home.
All right, vamos a repetir esto. Did you put on that tie before or after leaving home?
I put it on before leaving home.
Yes, and did you put it on before or after getting dressed?
I put it on after getting dressed.
Very good. Now, how often do you wear that particular tie?
Very often, I guess.
I guess. ¿Por qué I guess?
I'm not sure.
Okay, very often. Did you wear it yesterday?
No, I didn't.
All right. Have you worn it? Have you worn it this week?
No, I haven't.
When was the last time you wore that tie?
I wore it last week.
Okay. Did you choose it or did your wife choose it for you?
No, I chose it by myself. I chose it by myself.
On my own. And did you buy it? Or did your wife buy it for you?
No, I bought it.
All right, good. So this evening, your wife is probably going to make dinner for you. Yeah. Is your wife a good cook?
Yes, she is.
Really? How long have you been married?
We have been married since 1991.
1991. Okay. When did you meet her?
I met her in 1984.
Oh, okay. Long time before. How long were you engaged or planning to marry?
We were engaged for 6 years.
For 6 years. Did you meet her at school?
No, I didn't.
Where did you meet her?
She was a neighbor of mine.
Good. Está muy bien, pero la pronunciación. Dilo otra vez.
She was a neighbor.
Neighbor?
Neighbor of mine.
She was a neighbor of yours?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How old was she when you met her?
Oh, she was 17.
She was 17. Young. Perfect age. And how old were you?
I was 19.
Oh, you were old. Okay. Okay, so. And what were you studying at that time when you met her?
No, I wasn't.
What?
Yes, she was, and I don't. I wasn't studying, but she was studying.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you.
Okay.
Were you studying when you met her?
No, I wasn't.
Were you working?
No, I wasn't.
Were you just a vago? What were you doing?
I had just finished my military service.
Ah, good. How long were you in the military?
2 years.
For 2 years. Repeat, how long? Cuando yo digo how long, Pedro, quiero for or since.
Okay.
En este caso, for. Okay? How long were you in the military?
For 2 years.
For 2 years. Where did you do the military?
I did my military service at Torrejon base.
At the Torrejon base with the Americans?
No, with the Spaniards, but near them.
Okay. Did you learn English at Torrejon?
No, I did. No, I didn't.
How old were you when you started to learn English?
I was 20 years old.
20 years old. And then did you start learning English because you made the decision? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember your first English class?
No, I didn't.
Do you remember your first English class?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay. And how long did it take you to reach a decent level?
I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years.
All right. And do you need English in your job?
No, I don't.
Really? Have you ever needed English in any of your jobs?
No, I haven't.
So the English you know is simply because you want to maintain your level.
That's true.
All right. And you met me because you came to the radio program. How long had you been listening to the program before you came?
I had been listening to the program for 4 months.
For 4 months. And you made contact with the radio station, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Would you have made contact if you hadn't liked the program?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, ask me if I would have accepted you if your English level had been lower.
Would you have accepted me if my level of English...
If my English level?
If my English level hadn't been good
High?
enough? Hadn't been good enough?
If it hadn't been good enough, I wouldn't have accepted you. All right, ask me how much time we have left.
How much time do we have left?
How much time?
How much time do
How
we
much
have?
time
How much time
do we have left?
do we have left?
We have 3 minutes left. This book is a translation booklet. Do you have this book?
No, I don't.
Do you have similar books?
No, I don't.
All right, I recommend you get one, or I can give you one. And I recommend that you forget the Spanish column and just go to the English. For example, he ganado mucho peso últimamente. I've gained a lot of weight lately. Repeat.
I've gained a lot of weight lately.
Now, I recommend you read these sentences because I think you know how to pronounce most of the words, and you try to promote flow. Your English is good. It's good. Very precise. Very accurate. But it's staccato English. Pum, pum, pum. You redondeas cada palabra antes de ir a la siguiente. And it sounds strange. Okay. I've gained a lot of weight lately. I almost always see him at night and try to connect in a fluid, soft way. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
To develop. And you are a logopeda by study, right?
Yes, I am.
You're a speech therapist. All right, which means that you know that in order to change speech patterns, you need to practice. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
All right. How old were you when you started to study speech therapy?
I was 19 years old.
So you stopped to go to the military service?
Okay. That's
Yes?
true, yes.
All right. And you missed 2 years and then you started again. Is this the degree of speech therapy a 3-year degree, a 5-year degree?
No, it's a 2 years degree.
Repeat, please.
It's
Es un adjetivo lo que estás diciendo ahí. It's a?
It's a 2-year degree.
Perfect. Repeat.
It's a 2-year degree.
It's a 2-year degree. Okay. And if you were 20 or 19 years old now, would you study the same thing?
No, I didn't.
If you were
No,
not...
I wouldn't.
Okay. Ask you what I studied.
What did you study?
I studied a double degree, a Spanish language and literature and philosophy. Ask me if I would study the same thing if I were 18.
Would you study the same thing if you were 18?
No, I wouldn't. I liked it, but I wouldn't do it. Ask me what I would study.
What would you study?
Composition, conservatory, musical composition. All right. And what would you study if you were 18 or 19 years old now?
I don't know, maybe, I don't know the English word, physiotherapy.
You would study physical therapy, physical, speech therapy, physical therapy.
Okay.
And you'd become a physical therapist working with people. making them feel better, like an osteoporotic or something like that. All right, very good, not bad. All right, we need to go. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes, okay? So don't go too far away because I'm coming back, so I need you back, okay? Thank you, Pedro. All right.